Okay, so I'll just move her here, huh? Okay.
Thank you. Oh, you know what? You can do Neem's quest, which you already started.
But my mercenary group should get back, like, basically now. So I want to see if there's anything else I have to do for Shiva. Not Shiva's. Yeah, Shiva.
Have you tried climbing a ladder or a ravine with Nia?
I have not. Okay, let's do that.
I should say, with Nia
and
on
Dromark.
top of Dromark, because he's the one climbing and she's just relaxing on his back. You know what? To be honest, I never have a Dromark. Yes, that's funny. I never have Dromark equipped in as the main blade because I like Nia to walk on her own 2 legs.
Okay, so anyway, this is done. It's more Merc Boys. What happens when you get your Merc rank maxed out?
Oh, you haven't yet.
I'm close.
Get one final quest from your mercenary group that pretty much wraps up the story that was started with Mullet Pompadour Man.
Look for the black kid nopang at Moradane. Shit.
Yes, the guy is hiding in Moradane, so actually specifically he's hiding on the rooftop of the commercial district. Yes, that's the one.
Yep.
Well, actually, the city itself has a different theme.
That was a slog.
Let us go.
Oh, right. They don't even give me a quest marker on this one. It's just like he's just hiding somewhere here. You need to find him and kill him.
There should be, actually. Oh wait, let's check out the details. You haven't re-equipped. You haven't re-equipped Shiba, have you?
No, I haven't. Oh, that might be why.
You have to equip the blade in question to complete the quest related to the bed.
Makes sense. Oh, excuse me, princess, or other such memes. Q, you can have Goth Lady right now.
Wait, okay. Fair enough.
Hankering for our banquets?
You crack me up, Ross.
I do the best!
Oh, by the way, have you figured out how to unlock the second tier of trust of the Blade Perun? Because I realize it's one of the most migraine-inducing ones.
Perun? I think I have a second one unlocked. I don't know how I did it.
Yes, well, you have to find people to help, which is seemingly random.
I guess I did so, accidentally. There's a lot of quests that required just talking to tons of random people, so I probably accidentally did that.
No, there are very specific people you're supposed to talk to, but you wouldn't know that up until you find them.
Gotcha.
Anyway, incidentally, Perun has the worst ranked quest in my official side quest Blade ranking. And the reason for that is very simple. You know the area of the old factory?
Mm-hmm.
Her quest takes place specifically in that old factory, and you have to you have to hunt down for level 50 enemies. But there is a problem now, because that factory is now, currently as we speak, roamed by level 90 plus enemies. And they have the tendency of outnumbering you and mugging you. I discovered in the hardest possible way that the best way to avoid them is not using arts at all. Because you end up accidentally hitting them in the distance, and they come rushing you, and they rush you.
Yeah.
That quest is bollocks, and I hate it like nothing else in the entire game. It's my most hated moment in...
Oh wow, there's lots of them. Okay.
Are you sure you're not just killing random guys on your way to the Nopor? The Snarf?
I mean, she said that to her bodyguards or its bodyguards or something.
By the way, here's a little pro tip for you. The best way to have our arts leveled up as fast as possible is to keep switching between blades as you fight.
Yes, I understand that. It's just I'm not used to playing this character, so...
Okay, basically as soon as you use all the arts available with one blade...
Oh yes, I'm aware of that strategy. I use it all the time with Rex. Well, I'm not trying to end... Well, I'm trying to end the fight quickly, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to Rex. I'm used to running him a lot better.
I'm sorry that you do, honestly. I wanted to use her as soon as she became available to play as. I like her design the most. I like how she plays the most. She's the fastest, as I told you. And also, as I said, I like to be in control of the healer.
Yes, I'm not someone that so needs to have the healer on me.
At least for fighting.
Actually, I kind of get annoyed playing healer in a lot of games.
I love playing the healer, but mostly because I love going against type with the healer. I want a healer that's also good at kicking enemies' collective rear ends.
Why didn't I just equip Rock? I'm an idiot.
Oh yes, you have Rock, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I have no idea why I'm not using him.
Rock was the first one that I maxed out. Mostly because all you need to do to max him out, to contribute to his maximizing, as it were. I speak like a cool kid from the 90s.
Yes.
Dude, check it out! I'm maximizing my options.
Did not want to do this right now.
You have to essentially level up your merc mission status.
Yes. And I'm almost at max on that.
Yes, indeed.
I meant to switch out to Rock and then I triggered this encounter too quickly.
They are.
I have Pyra at like max trot, so. Oh, you got launched. You got launched, son.
Do you have a smash option in one of your blades?
I do not on any of the blades I have currently equipped.
It's okay. Honestly, I'm mostly just happy with launching enemies in the air. It is so satisfying. Ah, yes.
No kill like overkill.
Indeed. So you see this attack that you do with either Mithra or Pyra?
Yeah.
Later on in the game, you get available
a combo one with Nia.
Exactly.
See what I'm talking about unpolished? Look at this.
I can barely understand what's... Oh yes, I can see now. Yes, well, I've seen that happening in far worse games than this.
True. I mean, I'm not.
And also far more polished games than this. Okay, I'm going to say this to conclude my overall thoughts about the game. I know it has flaws. I know several parts of it are unpolished. But then again, this game is so huge and so big that that's mostly
okay, that was bad.
ability. Why would you do that? That's on you, by the way.
I know. If I skip travel,
But-
I can just go right back up over here.
But
I was about to say
as
if I skip travel, I was going to respawn all of those enemies, and I didn't want to do that.
No, I don't think you would, because they are story quest enemies, not regular roaming enemies. But regardless, this game is unpolished, but it has personality.
It
And
certainly
a
does.
fun one at that. It is tonally dissonant, pretty much at every turn. Its main plot is absolutely generic JRPG fare in that regard, but the game is so good in making me like the very simplistic characters, with its attention to details, to banter and idle animations and combat and all of that.
Uh-oh.
And because I am invested in the characters, then I become invested in everything else, and thus I love it. And Divine Punishment Part 2. That just proves my point, doesn't it? Tell me that does not prove the point I was trying to make. Personality, mate.
Mm-hmm.
No, our gold.
And all of my money. No, there is a golden shower amongst all the people down there that you cannot see because they did not animate it. But you can be assured that there is in fact a golden shower. Trust us.
Hey, lady. Huh?
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I want to know where did they found this ridiculous outfit for a child
Turn
in
this.
Morardane. What's
Right?
up with that minuscule hat?
Oh, I'm sure that she is like actually a noble or something, so that's why she is like, here, you can have this
No!
money, I don't need this.
No, she was not a noble. She is supposed to be the daughter of a single mom who was struggling to come to the end of the month.
You have our sincerest thanks.
You have our
Sometimes the
sincerest
faces just look kind of really odd on some of the characters too.
Doubted you even for a moment.
They
I understand
had-
that there's a dissonance in art style because they had so many artists design the.
Oh, there is. Look at Shiba's face.
We shall
Yes.
It looks like she's trying to eat her own face
No.
somehow.
I mean, again, I know that's because they had guest artists do all of the
Yes,
other like
and they
rare
all
plays.
look so different and they don't mesh well together. And it's very noticeable and distracting on top of that.
It
Also,
definitely
no!
leads to some.
Shiba, no! No!
We were
Sheba,
wrong to
don't.
focus solely on gathering an entourage and holding magnificent parties. What we really should have been seeking was the unblemished heart of
Shiva? Something more to tell us?
to our tea party is more than enough to make
I understand this is supposed to be some kind of like touching scene of her making a realization, but
It's really funny. It's really meant to be funny. Honest.
she's
Would
just
you mind if I joined you as well?
she
Absolutely. The more the merrier.
She's a child molester.
congratulations, you are now a Lolacon.
Well, she literally meant tea parties.
Yes.
As it were, at the end. So at least there's that. Oh my gosh, it's my twin sister from another dimension! And she's not wearing a tiny ridiculous hat!
Well, to be fair, this is a JRPG, so that means there's probably a grand total of like 6 different female models in the entire game, so everyone's a clone
And
now.
also male models, but you know what the best part of this is? Since there are a lot of cutscenes, fully voiced, by the way, fully voiced, fully dubbed, fully acted
Oh,
cutscenes.
that's something that we never really touched on in our little analysis here. The
Yes, but
actual
since there are
acting in
so
this
many
is
cutscenes, special.
yeah, okay. So I know you don't get exposed to it very much, or you're actually overexposed. I'm sorry, but you live in Europe, so that means most of the English, most things released in English are released in British English. in your
no.
region?
Actually, I almost never play a game that has this very British voice acting. I always get the American versions of some things, or alternatively, if it's Skyrim, then there are professional voice actors who try to sound good at what they do. But what I really like about this game is that none of the voice actors, well, save maybe a couple and One-Eyed Monster, which is to say Zeke. That's his name, by the way.
Yes.
They are not good at all. They are not good at all. But you know what? I love it. Because it adds an unexpected layer of personality to the proceedings. You're about to start this guy's mission now.
Wait, how did this trigger? They just like randomly went from one Blade quest to another. That was bizarre.
That has never happened to me, but apparently you needed to be in the same place, which is to say, the local inn.
Huh. But what I was about to say was, I've never seen like a JRPG, especially a Japanese game, giving a dub, a British English dub. So that adds so much more personality that this game wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yes, that's my point exactly. If I were to play this game in the original Japanese audio, I would have been exposed to professionally done and good sounding dialogue, no doubt, but it would have been completely generic. With this, I get a flawed, completely bonkers, and sometimes even oddly at odds with itself kind of localization that adds an unexpected layer of personality to it. For example, it's one thing to have Nia being the one who likes to berate everyone who ever uttered a breath, so to speak, but to have her be so delightfully Irish when she berates people, or having her saying, "And we're here," once we get to a new location, that's brilliant, and I love it. The unique quirks of the voice actress of Nia end up adding quirks to the personality of the character herself, thus contributing to my love for said character. And I love this character so much, I commissioned an artist to draw me a picture of her, which is now currently my icon on Twitter.
Yes, I noticed that. I'm so close to maxing out her chart. I need to find Amu Milk Earl Grey, which I have no idea where you would buy that at. I haven't found the place that offers it.
Or you can send her on a quest and she will eventually get it herself. In fact, speaking of quests...
Well, I know she has like 5 quests that she has to do, which
You can send her on to those quests and she should get that last 2 checkbox checked out.
Well, I can't do that yet. I don't have enough powerful blades that are on quests right now. Basically, all of them are like, oh, you also have to have super powerful blades going with her.
No, you just have to have female blades and blades that very specifically operate under the necessary
Okay, so I need to have 3 characters with Keen Eye.
Oh, well...
3 characters with focus. Oh god, I don't even think I have 3 characters with focus. Besides, like, Pyra Mithra.
Like I said, Ross, you needed to get more blades, which means more slot machine lottery, which is very annoying. Okay, so...
Do I have any rare crystals on me?
We talked pretty much about everything. Let me tell you how utterly stupid, contrived, annoying, obnoxious, and
I don't even bother to hatch common crystals anymore.
You know, you could just randomly activate them up until you get one out of sheer luck. That's how I got most of my rare blades anyway. Just
is there any way that I can just fucking, like, send them away immediately?
Yes. Okay.
Without going into another menu?
No. No. Unfortunately, no. But you know what? You should always have more generic common blades.
Well, I had
ready.
filled up on them, like, a lot.
Yes, well, you can use them to refill whatever bravery or compassion or truth or justice chip that you happen to consume in the vain and fruitless attempt to get the luck.
Also, one other thing that I want to say is, I don't know why they opted for a 5-man party in this game. Okay, so let me try to throw this out here. So, mechanically, this game is it here's to the holy trinity of tank, DPS, and healer. So you have 3 party slots for each, and they basically expect you to have one of each on your party at a given time, or one character that's really good at it. So Rex is obviously supposed to be your DPS. You can, but they're not as good in that role. So Rex, for example, is is spec'd as your DPS as a rule of thumb. Nia's supposed to be your healer, and Tora is your tank. However,
it's not. He's the royal warrior. He has 2 tank units and 1 attack units, which means he cannot be a full tank. That's why you have the option of Morag. Yes,
Morag, who can be true tank. Although you could spec Poppy to be a tank too, the 3rd Poppy, I should say. But okay, but my point is both Tora and Morag fulfill the same role. And then you have Zeke over here that is redundant with Rex.
He can be a jack of all trades, honestly.
That's what he said as, but his starting blade is an attacker.
Yes.
For example.
And actually, I think Pandoria in the long run becomes the most, the strongest blade of them all.
But my point is that they specifically give one character the ability to become another character's blade.
Yes.
Nia, who is also the only dedicated healing character you get. Now keep in mind that you have Morag and Zeke that fill redundant roles, but there is no backup healer.
So the idea is that you turn Rex in both a healer and an attacker. He can become that, actually, now that he is the master
of
driver.
all blades, yes, but...
Yes, and whatnot. And since... I understand what the point of the complaint is, and I agree. In fact, I refuse to use Nia as a blade, not really just because of the mechanical reasons that you just brought up, but because I like Nia more than anyone else. And as far as I'm concerned, I like my teams to be centered around her, and then I usually exchange the other 2 units and I shuffle them all together, but I always am sure to have my main healer in the group. And look, in my new game plus of Xenoblade 2, where it gives you the opportunity to actually detach from your active party your main blades, the ones you could not do in the original playthrough, I tried to mix it up. I tried to, say, make Rex the healer of the group and have Nia being focused as a attacker, master fighter, as it were. And while she can be a pretty damn good master fighter, which really is a testament to her versatility as a character, she really is the best, Rex could not be as good as a healer, because even though I gave him all the healing blades that Nia has, he cannot use the same straight-up healing spell. He can use the art that allows you to generate potions from your enemies, which is really useful, but he cannot use the straight-up healing spell.
Yes.
To heal the whole team, which means that he cannot be the master healer I wanted him to be. On the other hand, I find no such problems with Zeke in terms of what I want him to be. I can have him be the tank, or the jack of all trades, or the royal or wild cavalier, which is to say 2 attacking blades and 1 tank, or 2 tanks and 1 attacking blade, and whatnot. And he would still be as efficient as he usually is. I think my conclusion after analyzing these characters and their abilities throughout close to 300 hours of total gameplay is that Nia is the best at healing, and Rex is best at attacking, Morag is the best at tank, Tora is the second best at tank, with a strong attacking blade, and then there is Zeke, who can pretty much be anything but a healer. So he's very much the jack of all trades of the situation, which is not as good as having a 4th available class entirely, but
I assume you don't get any other. I assume you don't get any other permanent party members, do you?
No, you only get 5 party members, which is interesting, considering that I think the original game had up until 9 party members. But then again, the original game was built around a different system that did not account for blades. In fact, what was really infuriating going back to Xenoblade Chronicles 1, what was really infuriating about that, instead of bonding with your blades, in order to make the most of your battle gameplay and active party members, you had to bond them. As in, you have to bond with them, as in each individual character had to individually bond with every other character in the party, which was insanity.
Let's get going.
Absolute insanity.
Sounds it.
And I'm glad it's gone for the sequel. I'm so glad about that.